I will try to cover almost all the areas of the ancient Indian history, and I will focus only those areas from where we can expect the questions. In these two bases, we can classify the entire Stone Age into the Paleolithic Age, Mesolithic Age, and then a stone with another stone. Then the small pieces of the stones were coming out. So these were called your flames. Today we have more than 2000 sites discovered from Indus Valley Civilization, and these sites belong to the three countries. If I talk about the seals of Indus Valley Civilization, this is the most distinctive artifact of Indus Valley Civilization. So Pushyabhuti seal is the most popular seal that is found from Mohenjo-daro, right, Sister Madam? So Mohenjo-daro. If you have the good karmas inside you, you will be taking birth in the upper caste. Hi everyone, I welcome you all on your beloved platform of PWAS, and this is me, your Pavan sir. This is not a storytelling session. This is an exam hall recall drill kind of the session. In the next 1 hour, we will only touch those ancient Indian facts that UPSC loves to twist, trap, and repeat. So it is going to be a very informative session, and this session is useful, especially for those people who are aspiring for 2026. This is not a very comprehensive session. This is not a session for the beginners who is planning for their foundation. This session is exclusively for those people who are aspiring for 2026. So without wasting time, we are going to start the session in a very comprehensive and concise manner. I will try to cover almost all the areas of the ancient Indian history, and I will focus only those areas from where we can expect the questions, right? So let's start without wasting the time. We are starting with the Stone Age. Although this area is not much of importance as far as the prelims of the UPSC is concerned, but still I'm going to give a brief discussion on it, right? So let's start now. So before coming to the Stone Age, I would like to tell you that the evidence of the man, the earliest evidence of the man is found from Tanzania in East Africa. There is a place in Tanzania that is called Olduvai Gorge, from where we got the earliest evidence of the man, right? And as far as the Indian context, or as far as India is concerned, we have the earliest evidence of the man from Narmada Valley, and this is Western Narmada region, and this is in the Madhya Pradesh. In Madhya Pradesh, this is a site, this is called Hathnora. Hathnora is a site from where we got the earliest evidence of the man. There's evidence of a human skull is found from here, right? If you can look on the map, this is the place where we can see, this is the Hathnora, is in MP, from where we got the earliest evidence of the human fossil, right? So this is some basic thing, some basic idea about the evolution of the man, or the evidence of the man. Before coming into the Stone Age properly, I would like to tell one more thing. There was a Britisher whose name is Robert Bruce Foote. This is the name, Robert Bruce Foote. In fact, he had discovered the earliest tool in India, and this tool was hand axe, and the place was Palvaram in Tamil Nadu. That is very close to Chennai. So this you can expect that from where we got the earliest evidence of the tool. So this is your Palvaram in Tamil Nadu. If you look on the map, again you can spot this site here, that is just close to Chennai. This site is your Palvaram. This is your Palvaram. Is it okay? So these are two basic facts that you should keep with you. Now, coming to the Stone Age, right? So now, see what we can expect from the Stone Age in prelims. There are two things that we can expect. One is your characteristics, or the features, or you can say the features of the Stone Age, and then some important sites. So I'm going to discuss Stone Age along these two lines only. So what are the characteristics of the Stone Age? In fact, Stone Age is classified into three broad categories on three broad periods. One is your Paleolithic Age, Paleolithic Age, then is your Mesolithic Age, and then is your Neolithic Age. Neolithic Age. Neolithic Age. This classification is based on two criteria. One of the criteria is technology used, use of technology, or the technology, type of the technology used. Technological changes, technological changes, and other one is your climate change. Climate change. Climate change. Climate change. So these were two important factors on the basis of which we can classify the entire Stone Age in these three broad phases. Three broad phases. Right? These are your Paleolithic, Mesolithic, and the Neolithic Age. As far as this Paleolithic Age is concerned, it corresponds to Pleistocene Age, and these two corresponds to Holocene, right? This Pleistocene is what that is called your Ice Age, when the human activity was quite limited. But when we talk about the Holocene period, this Holocene period was comparatively or relatively, it was warmer, when the earth gets warmer, right? When the human activity will be now will be more over there. So human activity will be there. We can see here. But here we can see the human activity, but that will be on the limited scale. That will be quite limited, right? So these are two things. One is your technological change, then is your climate change. On these two bases, we can classify the entire Stone Age into the Paleolithic Age, Mesolithic Age, and then your Neolithic Age, right? So now coming to the technological aspect, technological changes. Technological changes, right? So let me write this: technological changes, technological changes, or simply you can write changes in the tool types, changes in the tool types, right? So see here, let me tell you first, this is your Paleolithic Age, and this is a span over a long period of time from 20 lakh years ago till the 10,000 BCE. So this is the period of the Paleolithic Age, right? Then the second phase is your Mesolithic Age, and then finally we have Neolithic Age. Just try and understand Neolithic Age, right? Neolithic Age, Mesolithic Age, Neolithic Age, Paleolithic, Mesolithic, and Neolithic Age. Since it is a quite longer period of the time in comparison to the Mesolithic Age and the Neolithic Age, so again there is internal classification, that is into your LPA, that stands for Lower Paleolithic Age, then this is your Middle Paleolithic Age, and then it is your Upper Paleolithic Age, So the Paleolithic Age can be divided into the three broad subcategories or subcategories, that is called your Lower Paleolithic Age, Middle Paleolithic Age, and then your Upper Paleolithic Age. During this period, the uses of the tool was very close to the nature. So here we have naturalistic tools, unsophisticated tools, sophisticated tools were used, and these tools were core type or simply crude type of the tools. What do you mean by the core type of the tools or the core type of the tools, and what is called the naturalistic tools? So see, actually the man was interacting with the nature, right? Now you can see here there are the different types of the the stones that was in the in the surroundings. Here there was a bigger tool, bigger stone. This was a big stone, and there was a lesser stone. That is called your small stone. So what the man did actually during this time period, he had started striking from this stone to this stone, and started weathering it, right, and giving it a shape. So this weather part is something else, and the rest of the part is called your core. So this is called your core tool, right? Are you getting me? And this is how, in fact, the man had developed the first tool, that is called your hand axe, right? If you imagine this situation, you can see this kind of the structure that developed. If you can see here, so this kind of the structure, after weathering of this rock, you can have this, right? And what will happen? You can easily now hold this, okay? So it become hand axe, just to chop or the cut. So during this time, chopping type of the tools were used. Chopper and chopping type of the tools were used. Is it okay? Okay. Chopping tools were used. It's fine. Now, see here. Okay. When we came to this Middle Paleolithic Age, during this time period, we have a specific type of the tool that was used is called your flake. What is called flake? When we were striking a stone with another stone, then the small pieces of the stones were coming out. So these were called your flakes. They were some effective tools that the man had developed. This was your core and this was your called flake, right? So efficiency in hunting was improved just because of this flake, right? And when we come to this side, Upper Paleolithic Age, there was the bone tools, there was the blade technology was there. So blade technology or the blade type of the tools was used in during this period, Upper Paleolithic Age. There's one more thing that we can notice here during the Upper Paleolithic Age, that was the use of non-lithic tools. Non-lithic tools means that maybe bone tools, right? Are you getting me? So during this time period, one change we can notice here, it was not only the stone that were being used during the Upper Paleolithic Age, but also the non-lithic tools were used. Is it fine? Is it okay? Now, so Lower Paleolithic Age, this is the Middle Paleolithic Age, and this is your Upper Paleolithic Age. Now, coming to the Mesolithic period, during this period, even the smaller and more polished tools were used, and these were called the microliths. And when we are coming to this side, then the more polished tools were used. They are called what? Celts. They're called what? Cells. Is it okay? So this was the technological change that we can notice, right, from the Paleolithic Age to Mesolithic to the Neolithic Age, right? Is it okay? So directly you can get a question that microlithic was the characteristic feature of which of the period, right? Are you getting me? Flake was the characteristic feature of which of the followings? Are you getting my point? So this is how you can expect the question. Now, then one more thing I would like to say here. During this period itself, Upper Paleolithic Age, the cave wall painting started. Cave wall painting started, was started, right? And the maximum cave wall painting, maximum cave wall painting is of Mesolithic period, right? So this is another information that you should keep with yourself, right? So maximum cave wall painting belongs to the Microlithic Age with the variety of the themes, with variety of the subjects. So maximum cave wall painting was there. Again, there's some other important information that you should keep with you as far as the Mesolithic period is concerned, that the beginning of animal husbandry. It simply means that animals were tamed, and the earliest evidence of the animal husbandry we can found from Bagor, either way you can write Bagor, and this place belongs to Rajasthan. Then there is another site that is called Adamgarh, that belongs to Madhya Pradesh. Is it okay? And the first animal that was tamed was your dog. dog. The first animal tamed was dog. It's okay. Is it fine? Now, coming to the Neolithic site. Neolithic was, there was a Australian scholar, Gordon Child, P. Gordon Child. He said that this period was a revolutionary period. So it was a revolution. Why he said so, right? So there are certain points that I must highlight here. The beginning of agriculture. Along with agriculture, there was the beginning of the permanent settlement. Permanent settlement. It simply means that the villages started developing, right? And the earliest evidence of agriculture and the permanent settlement or the villages are found from a place that is called Mehergarh, Pakistan, and it is of the period of 7000 BCE. Is it okay? So Neolithic period is known for this. Again, there are certain things that I must highlight during this period, that there was the invention of the wheel, and wheel-made pottery was there. Wheel-made potteries were there. Right? Other than this, there was certain new crops. I mean, the certain crops were raised like wheat, barley, cotton, oil seeds, etc. Is it okay? Is that fine? So these are certain developments that we can notice during the Neolithic age. Is it okay? So this is what is your Stone Age, right? Now coming to this, the next most important topic, and that is your Indus Valley Civilization. But before that, I would like to say something more. As far as the Paleolithic age is concerned, there are some important sites that you may expect in your prelims, right? So this is your Hunsgi. This site is from Karnataka. Then is your Palvaram. That site is from your Tamil Nadu, right? Hatnora is a site from Madhya Pradesh. Then Kurnool is a site from Andhra Pradesh. Then your Howrah and Kovai River Valley sites, that is in Tripura. And then Pasra is from Bihar. So now simply you can get a question like this. On your left, you will get some of the sites. On your right, there will be some of the states or the region. And this will be mix and match, right? And you will have to identify which one is correct, right? So such kind of the question you can expect. So these are the sites that belong to some important sites that is coming from the Paleolithic side. Similarly, we have certain important sites of the Mesolithic period, right? So one is your Bagaur, that is from Rajasthan. Then your Sarai Nahar Rai, then Mahadaha, then your Damdama, that is all from the Uttar Pradesh. Then is Adamgarh and Bhimbetka, they are from Madhya Pradesh. Then Sangan Kallu and York is from your Karnataka. Lagnas is from Gujarat. Bhimbetka is such a site that belongs to too many phases, right? Are you getting me? It also belongs to the Paleolithic age, to the Neolithic age also, right? So Bhimbetka, Adamgarh, Bhimbetka are the sites that belong to Madhya Pradesh. Is it okay? Now coming to the sites of the Neolithic age. So important Neolithic sites are Uttanur and Palvoy is from Andhra Pradesh. Then Kodaikal, Kupgal and Budihal are from Karnataka. Payampalli from Tamil Nadu. Dausali heading is from Assam. Then Gufkaral is from Kashmir. The literal meaning of the Gufkaral is your potter's cave, and the Burjahom, that is called Kashmir. Burjahom is also important because both of the sites are known for pit dwellings, right? And as far as the Burjahom is concerned, from Burjahom, a dog was buried with his master, So that is an important thing that you should keep with you, with his master. Is it okay? So this is how we can conclude the Stone Age. Now coming to the IVC. So now if I come to this IVC, there are some basic information in regard to the IVC. It is a Bronze Age civilization, right? Bronze Age civilization simply means that during this period, we, the man, have learned the skill to forge the metals, right? If I am talking about the bronze, it simply means that during that time, the man was able to forge the two metals like copper and the tin. right? So Bronze Age civilization. Then it belongs to the proto-historic phase. History means what? This is a period where there was a script, but this script was not yet deciphered. And then it is the first urban civilization of the Indian subcontinent, urban subcontinent. Now, you may expect a question, or you may have some kind of, you must have some kind of the query in your mind that it was only in Indus Valley civilization, the urban civilization during that time period, or there were certain other contemporary civilization in the world. So when there was Harappan civilization or Indus Valley civilization, there was Egyptian civilization in Egypt, that is along the Nile Valley or Nile Valley. Then this is your Mesopotamia that developed into the Tigris-Euphrates Valley. And then there is also a Chinese civilization that developed in the Wango Valley, as Indus Valley civilization developed in the Indus Valley, right? Is it okay? Now, out of all these four civilizations, the largest or the most extensive civilization was of Indus Valley. Is it okay? So this is the one thing that you should keep with yourself. Now, again, I'm coming to some other part. Today, we have more than 2,000 sites discovered from Indus Valley civilization. And these sites belong to the three countries. One is your India, of course, then is your Pakistan, and then is your Afghanistan. So 8 states of India, one Jammu and Kashmir. I'm talking about the undivided Jammu and Kashmir. Then Punjab, 2, 3 Haryana, UP, 4. So this is your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this is your 7. So Jammu and Kashmir, if I talk, this is called 7 states. So from here we have got the evidence of the Indus Valley civilization. From Pakistan, there are the 3 provinces, Punjab, Balochistan, and the Sindh, that produce the evidence of the Indus Valley civilization. And from Afghanistan, we have certain sites like Mundigagar and the Sartugai, from where we got the evidence of what that is called the Indus Valley civilization, right? Now, if I talk about the urban sites of Indus Valley civilization, then we can expect question like this. Arrange the top 5 cities of Indus Valley civilization according to their area, right? According to their area. So the largest site of the Indus Valley civilization is now Rakhigadi, that is in Haryana, India, right? And then it is followed by Mohenjo-daro in Pakistan. So the largest site is your Rakhigadi, then is your Mohenjo-daro, then is your Harappa, then is your Gangeriwala, and then finally we have Dholavira. So these sites, Mohenjo-daro, Harappa, and Gangeriwala, these 3 belongs to Pakistan, and Dholavira is in India, of course in Gujarat, and this Rakhigadi is in Haryana, that is in Haryana, India. Are you getting me? So this kind of the type of the question you can expect in your exam, Sir ma'am also, right? So just sequence ke liye, there is a possibility Rakhigadi, then Mohenjo-daro, then your Harappa, then your Gangeriwala, and finally your Dholavira. So this is the sequence of the sequence of the Indus Valley urban centers of the Indus Valley civilization. Now, you can also locate it on the map. So this is your Rakhigadi, you can see here. Then this is your Mohenjo-daro. Then this is your Harappa. Then this is your Gangeriwala, and then this is your Dholavira. Is it okay? Is it fine? Now, so what is important here, right? So there are some aspects that is important from where we can also expect the question in your prelims, and that is your script. One is your script, and then is your C, and then the findings from the different sites. So these 3 we can expect, expect in our prelims examination. So here I'm going to talk about the script. Please look into this image. Okay, just look into these images. This script. If I talk about this script, this is pictographic in nature. Pictographic. I talk about the pictographic, and there is a pattern. There is a pattern of writing Indus Valley civilization script. So there is a pattern. This pattern is from right to left, and then left to right. Again, right to left, and so on and so forth. Are you getting me? So on, so forth. So this is a pattern that is called Paustrofendon right? If I talk about the script of Indus Valley civilization, since it is pictographic script, so there are certain pictures, right? Are you getting me? Now, I'm going to tell you one very important fact that you should keep with yourself, that the maximum representation in the Indus Valley script is of a fish-like structure. Fish, you can see here, the fish-like structure. This is again fish-like, fish-like script, the fish-like script. So there is a fish-like script, fish-like script. So maximum representation is of your fish. This is your fish. Are you getting me? This is your fish. So fish. So maximum representation is of fish. Maximum representation is of fish. Fish. Maximum representation is of fish. Is that okay? And that is very much important, right, sir, madam? So that you should keep with yourself. Now, coming to this other one. So there are something that Harappan writing was most often on, that is to say right to left, then left to right, and so on, pictographic. And the fish symbol is the most represented in the pictographs of the IVC script. IVC script. Is it fine? Now, let me talk something else from the Indus Valley civilization, right? So see, if I talk about the seals, seals are another important area from where we can expect the question in our prelims, and that is this is your seal. If I talk about the seals of Indus Valley civilization, this is the most distinctive artifact of Indus Valley civilization. So the first thing is that this is your most distinctive artifact of Indus Valley civilization. So nothing is more beautiful than your seals, right? So most distinctive artifact of Indus Valley civilization is your seal. Now, another important thing, these seals are generally in a square shape. And majority of the seals are made up of steatite. There are some other elements or metals also, of which these seals were made up of, like ivory seals, like copper seals, etc. Terracotta seals also. But the majority of the seals are made up of steatite. So this is called steatite, right? Other than these, this is also made up of. And there is a possibility that these seals were used for a variety of the reasons or purposes, but the majority of the historians believe that it had some commercial purposes. It may be used for the commodity exchange or just to facilitate the trade and the commerce. Are you getting me? So this is the one thing. Some of the scholars also believe that it may be used as amulets just to ward off the evil spirit. Are you getting me? So this is the thing, sir, ma'am. So mainly it was commercial. Mainly it was commercial in nature, right? That's fine. Now coming to some other aspects. Now, so here you can see these are the seals. If you can look into these seals, you can distinguish some of the things here, sir and madam. So this is your what? This is one half, the first half of the the seals. This is the second half. In all the seals, you will find one thing. There is a one pattern that you can notice here. That in the upper part there is the script written, right? So there is the upper part, there is a script written. So upper part there is a script, and in the lower part there is some kind of the images, and these images may be of human or the man like figure, okay? And then there are the animals also. Are you getting me? So that you should observe, right? Now coming to here, you can see there's a elephant, there is a humped bull, right? And there is a rhinoceros, right? Are you getting me? So now if I take you to another slide, so the most popular seal of Indus Valley civilization is of Pasupati. So that is found from Mohenjo-daro, right? So Pasupati seal is the most popular seal that is found from Mohenjo-daro, right, sir, madam? So Mohenjo-daro, is it okay? So this is your Mohenjo-daro, right? And it is also made up of steatite. But now some other important thing is this, sir, ma'am. There is a trident. You can see here there is a trident, right? So there is a trident sitting in a yogic posture. There is a trident sitting. There is a trident, right? Trident sitting in yogic posture over some kind of the tool. You can see here this is the platform, and below this there are the two animals. They are called the antelopes. and then there is a rhinoceros, there is called buffalo, there is elephant, and there is what? Tiger. And again there is a script. Is it okay? Is it fine? So you may also expect the animals available on the Pasupati seal. So these animals are also important. Now coming to the another seal, that is called unicorn seal, that is also found from where? That is your Mohenjo-daro. Then there is one more seal, that is called the bull seal from Harappa. So this is your bull seal, that is from Harappa. Is it okay? You can see here. So this was about your seals. Now coming to the sites and their findings, right? Some of the sites are quite important. In fact, there are more than 2000 sites discovered today. But some of the sites are still very much important, right? So here is the first site is your Mohenjo-daro. Mohenjo-daro, right? The literal meaning of this Mohenjo-daro is mound of deads. It is located on the bank of river Indus in Pakistan. What are important findings from this place? One is your great bath. You can see great bath. Then is your great granary. This granary is the largest building or the building of the Indus Valley civilization. It is not only of your Mohenjo-daro. It is the largest building of entire Indus Valley civilization. Then a bronze statue of the dancing girl is also found from here. Then a statite statue of a bearded man is also found from here. A piece of woven cotton cloth is also found from here, right? Mohenjo-daro seals have engraved a model of the boat. Now you can see the images of these things. So this is the model of what I say of a boat on a seal. This is the bearded man. Now you can see here. You can look into this man, okay, sir and madam. See here. So there is a shawl, there is a trefoil pattern over his soul, there is a beard, then his eyes are half closed, there is a fillet also available on his head, the ornament you can see here, right? So these are certain things that you can see here. The lips are buzzed out, okay, thoda sa bulging. Now coming to the Harappa, right? So Harappa is the next site, Harappa, right? So this site was discovered by Daram Sani and Mohenjo-daro was discovered by Rakhal Das Banerjee. Not much important for your UPSC, but you should take in your mind, right? So Daram Sani. It is also located in Pakistan, but on the bank of river Ravi, in the Ravi. What are the things that we found from here? There's a Garuda seal we have found from Harappa. Then there was a red sandstone torso of the nude male that is also found from Harappa. And there was a vessel. Vessel is kind of a pot. Again, on this pot, we have seen the image of story of the Panchtantra, and this is called the picture of the fisherman on that vessel, right? So this is from Harappa itself. Now coming to the next site, that is called Kalibanga. The literal meaning of the Kalibanga is what? That is called the black bangles. It was discovered by Amlanand Ghosh, and then it was supported by or further excavated by B.B. Lal and B.K. Thapar, etc. And it is located in Rajasthan and it is on the bank of river Ghaggar that can be identified with the river Saraswati. Is it okay? So this is the information. Coming to the findings of the Indus Valley civilization. This site belongs to both the period. Both the period means that pre-Harappan period and the Harappan period as well, right? So it belongs to both pre-Harappan as well as the Harappan period, right? And Kalibanga is known for one thing that is called the fire altars, okay? And the world's earliest evidence of the plowed field found from the early Harappan phase from this side. Is it okay? So this is what is important, right? This is important. This is an important fact. Now, coming to some other sites, Chanhu-Daro, that is again located in Pakistan and is on the bank of river Indus. It is only city that is without a citadel. Actually, in Indus Valley civilization, the arrangement of the town is into the two parts, the western part and the eastern part. The western part is here on the mound, that is called the citadel part, right? But from Chanhu-Daro, we have the evidence of the town that is without any kind of fortification or the citadel. Now, what are the important findings from this Chanhu-Daro? We have found the footprints of a dog chasing a cat. Actually, how it was possible? Actually, there must be some muddy field, muddle puddle you must be aware of. And then is this muddy land during this time period, there must be a cat, that must be chased by a dog. So there are the footprints of the cat and the dogs, right? Suppose this is your cat is paw, and then there is your dog is paw. Are you getting my points? So this is how we can say that there must be a cat that was being chased by a dog, right? So that is an important thing, sirs and ma'am. Then we also got a cart with a seated driver, seated driver. Then the cosmetics also found from the Chanudaro, like kajal, comb, lipstick, razor, comb, mirror. There are too many things that we found from the Chanudaro. So the evidence of the cosmetics is found from here only. Okay, it's okay. Now coming to the other side, that is called the Lothal. Lothal is again important. That is located in the Gujarat. That is on the bank of river Bhogwa. On the bank of river Bhogwa, and this Bhogwa is a tributary of river Sabarmati. River Sabarmati. Is it okay? And it is a port town. It is man-made port, and the world's first tidal dockyard. From here, we got the evidence of the rice cultivation. There are the two sites of the rice cultivation that we found from here. One is your Rangpur. Rangpur is also in Gujarat, and the other one is your Lothal, right? So both the sites belong to the Gujarat. Evidence of the fire altar found from two places, Lothal and the Kalibanga. A clay model of the boat is also found from here, and the chess playing evidence is also found from Lothal. Is it okay, sirs and madam? Now, coming to the other site, that is called your Sutkodara. The site is excavated by or discovered by Jagpati Joshi, right? And it is in Gujarat. There is a disputed thing that we found from here. The bones of the horses are found from here. Although the people of Indus Valley civilization were not aware of the horse. So it was not a horse-centric culture. But the evidence of the horse is found from the Sutkodra. How is it possible? So that may come in your mind. How is it possible? So now you can imagine maybe any site, right? So suppose wherever you are, so there will be different layers of the civilization, right? There's a possibility that this is the layer of the IVC. There will be the layer of the Vedic Age, and then medieval, and then your modern. There's a possibility, right? So from where we got the evidence of the remnants of the horse, that is the upper layer of the IVC, where the Indus Valley civilization was ended, right? It was ended, right? And the layer of the age of the Vedic Age started, right? So there's the upper surface of the IVC. We got the evidence of the Sutkodra. So the historians believe that the people of Indus Valley civilization were not aware of this animal, and this was not a horse-centric culture. Is it okay? Now coming to the other important site, that is called Sortogai. If I talk about the Sortogai, that is in Afghanistan. That is located in Afghanistan, and it was a trading depot. It was a trading post, a trading depot. Okay? And traces of canals have been found from this place, but we don't know what exactly was the function of these canals. Possibly or probably it would have been used for canal irrigation. But in majority of the books, you will find that the people of Indus Valley civilization were not aware of the canal irrigation, Are you getting me? But the evidence of the canal found from the Sortogai. Probably it was the reason just because it would be just because of the arid region, right? So canal irrigation would have been there. So just we can say that traces of the canals found from the Sortogai, but canal irrigation was not a frequent practice in the Indus Valley civilization. At least we can say this, right? Now coming to some other points like Banavali. Banavali is again important site that is located on the bank of river Saraswati in Haryana. Now again, this site belongs to both the phase, pre-Harappan phase and the Harappan phase. From here we got the evidence of a vase vation. That is very much important for your vase vation, right? So that is an important thing. Second, a terracotta replica of the plough share is found from here, the toy plough. There are the two sites from where we got the toy plough, right, or the terracotta replica of the plough. One of the site is your Banavali, and other site is your Cholistan. That site is your Cholistan. So there's another replica of the terracotta has been found from here. Cholistan is a desert. Now you can see here. So this part is your this is your this is your India wala part, right? So this is your India wala part and this is your Pakistan, right? And this is the area, this is known as Cholistan. This is called Cholistan. Is it okay? So this is your Pakistan and this side is your India, right? Is it okay? And so from here also we got the evidence of what I said, that is called a terracotta replica of the plough, again found from here. So that is again important. Terracotta replica is many a times has been asked in your exam, in different exams. In fact, I mean UPSC, be it your CDS, NDA or your CAPF or civil services, it had been asked many a times. So there is a possibility again to be again it can be repeated. Right, so this was your Cholistan, sirs and madam. Is it okay? Now, then is your Dholavira. If I talk about the Dholavira, so what are important facts here? This is located in Gujarat, in the run of Kutch. And what is important, Tropic of Cancer passes through this site, Dholavira, right? And it is the only site that is divided into the three parts. It means that the town is divided into three parts, upper town, middle town and the lower town. Generally, the towns of the Indus Valley civilization into two parts, upper town and the lower town. But the town of Dholavira is divided into three parts. Okay? And it is known for efficient water management, rock cut reservoirs found from here, and a stadium. Evidence of stadium is also found from here, sirs and ma'am, right? So these were some important evidence, information in regard to your Indus Valley civilization. So this is how we have concluded the Indus Valley civilization. Now coming to the Vedic culture, the next important phase is your Vedic culture, right? So coming to the Vedic culture, let me tell you something. The Vedic culture or the Vedic age, simply you can write Vedic age or the Vedic culture. The time period of this period is from 1500 to 600 BC BCE, right? And again, on the basis of literary evidences, sirs and ma'am, it can be divided into two broad phases, right? One is your early Vedic period and the other one is your later Vedic period, right? Early Vedic period and the other one is your later Vedic period. So this is called your early Vedic period, Vedic, and this is called your later Vedic, or it is also you can say Rig Vedic period. Later Vedic or the early Vedic is also called Rig Vedic period. Is it okay? Rig Vedic period. Now the first thing, just listen me carefully, that is important thing. See, the author of this civilization or this culture, not civilization, author of this culture or the Vedic culture, the Aryans. Now if we have to identify these Aryans, we cannot identify them as a race. Rather, we can identify them as a speech group, right? This is not a race. Aryans, that is called Indo-Aryans, right? This is not a race. If I talk about, they are called not the race. If we have to identify them, then it can be identified as a speech group or a linguistic connotation, right? Is it okay? Is it fine? So this is not a race, rather it is a linguistic connotation of the speech group. Why we are saying this? Actually, it is believed that Aryans were not the original, I mean the originals of this Indian subcontinent. Rather, they migrated from the Eastern Europe or the Central Asia. So there are the various theories in regard to the original homeland of the Aryans. So whatever the case is, till this day, it is our understanding that these Aryans migrated from Europe to India. Is it okay? They migrated from Europe to India, right? So they came to India. So during their migration towards India, it was not a one-day process like you have taken a Lufthansa from Germany and you came to India, right? So it was a very long process. They came to India in hundreds and thousands of years. So when they were coming or they were migrating from Europe towards India, right? So they were settling in and around along our in somewhere in between Europe and your India, right? So when they settle into these regions, their blood mix just because of marriages and all, right? So this is how their DNA gradually now started changing, right? So when we match the DNA of the Indo-Aryans and the DNA of the Aryans of the European countries, then we find that there is a dissimilarity of more than 95%. So if there is a dissimilarity of the 95%, we cannot term them as a race. Then how we can identify them? Then there was a debate and discussions, researchers and all. Then we find that these people used to speak a language of a larger Indo-European language family, a language of Indo-European language family, right? So Indo-European language family. So on that basis, we can identify them as a speech group or the linguistic connotation, but not as a race. Is it okay? Is it fine? So they are the speech group. They speak a group language is language of, they use a language of Indo-European language family. Language family, right? Is it okay? A language of Indo-European language family. Is it okay? Now, so I simply want to say that the Vedic Sanskrit belong to that language family of which German, Pashto, Hebrew also belong to, right? This is the thing only. Now, so when they started migrating to the eastern parts of the Ural mountain, right? The Ural mountain, they came to India and they settled in this region, and this region is known as Certain madam, this region is known as Sapt Sandhav region. Sapt Sandhav region. This is a cultural connotation. This is the cultural connotation, and the geographical connotation is cultural connotation. It's a geographical cultural reason. You can write this way, right? If I talk about the geography, this is the reason of the 7 rivers. This is the reason of the 7 rivers. Are you getting me? 7 rivers. These rivers are Indus plus 5 of its tributaries. 5 of its tributaries, and one is your river Saraswati. Right? And there are some Vedic name also. Ravi is known as Parushni. Chinav is known as Ashkini, right? Vyas is known as Vipasa. Then is Satluj, that is known as Sutudri. Okay, Ravi, Chinav, right? Is there anyone left? Ravi, Chinav, Jhelum. Jhelum is known as Vitista. So these are the Vedic name of these rivers. Are you getting me? So these are the Vedic names of these rivers. So in this region, the Aryans, when they migrated to this place, they come and settle first in this region, right? Is it okay? In this region. Politically, if I talk about, this region belongs to Eastern Afghanistan plus Punjab. Afghanistan and Punjab. And this Punjab also include the Pakistani Punjab and Indian Punjab as well, right? Is it okay? So this was their reason. Now, what will happen? In course of time, this is the reason of the Rigvedic people. This was the reason of the Rigvedic people. Rigvedic people. So the reason of the Rigvedic people. But gradually, they will move towards the Gangetic plain. Now they will move towards the Gangetic plain. Now I'm taking you on the map. You can see here. So see, sirs and madam, this is the reason of the Vedic people, and this is the reason of the later Vedic people. Are you getting me? So now this is the reason of the Vedic people, and then this is the reason of your later Vedic people. So they will migrate towards the eastern side along the river Gange. Now the most important thing is now here, when they settle in India, they did something, and they are known for what that is called the Vedic literature. They composed Vedic literature. Vedic literature. If I talk about the Vedic literature, includes the four Vedas. The four Vedas, they are 4 in number. Then there are the Brahmins. Then there is what that is called Aranyakas, and then is your Upanishads, right? Upanishads. Is that okay? Upanishads. These Vedas are also known as Samhita, right? Upanishads are known as Vedanta, right? Because it is written at the end of the Vedic philosophy, right? Aranyak is derived from a word that is called Aranya of Sanskrit, which means forest. So these are called forest book, right? So these are some basic things. Now listen me carefully. I would like to tell you one more thing that is very much important here. The Vedas, or the Samhita you can say, and the Brahmanas, these two focus on the rituals. I will not tell you in this class why they are focusing on the rituals. What is the purpose for these rituals? And then Aranyak and the Upanishads. Aranyak and the Upanishads focus on knowledge. Both of them focus on knowledge. They focus on knowledge. Why? That is a matter of discussion when we talk about these literatures in the class of the mains. Since it is your prelims intensive class, that's why I'm just giving you an idea. So Vedas and the Brahmanas focusing on the rituals, and the Aranyaks and the Upanishads are focusing on what that is called your knowledge. Is that fine? Is that okay? Now, so this is the thing, so knowledge. Now, so Vedic literature is quite important. So I'm taking you to the Vedic literature now. So see here, Vedic literature. If I talk about the Vedic literature, it can be divided into two broad categories. Shruti, that is called heard, right? Heard, someone that heard from the Almighty God, and other one is your Smriti. If I talk about the Shruti, it includes Vedas, and Vedas include Rig Veda, Sham Veda, Yajur Veda, and Athar Veda. And the Shruti mein, that also includes the Brahmanas. Brahmanas are actually the explanations. They are the explanations of the Vedas. Right? Explanation of Vedas. Aranyak, they are called your forest book Upanishads. When I come to this Smriti, it includes Vedanga, then Kalpsutra, then your Puranas, epics that include Ramayana, the Mahabharata, then Upaveda, then your Darshana, that is called sixth school of philosophy, that is called Sankhya philosophy, Nyaya philosophy, your Vaisheshika, Mimamsa, and then your Vedanta. Is it okay? Is it fine? Now, if I talk about the Vedas, these Vedas are if I talk about the Vedas, to recite these Vedas, there are a specific group of the priest, right? Sirs and madam. So there is your Vedas, and there is a priest to recite, like your Rig Veda. This is recited by a group of, or the family of, the Hotri. In Sanskrit or Hindi, this is called your Hota. If I talk about the Sam Veda, this is by Udgatri or Udgata, right? If I talk about the Yajur Veda, it is by Adharvayu. If I talk about the Atharva Veda, this is by the Atharva. You see, Atharva or Angiras. Is it okay? Angiras. These three Vedas are known as Ved-Traya. But this is outside the Ved-Traya because of the dominance of, non-Vedic or non-Aryan elements. non-Aryan elements like magic, charms, spells, etc., etc. Is it okay? So that is not considered as sacred as these three Vedas are. Is it okay? Is it fine? Now, is it fine? So now this is what is your Vedic literature. Is it fine? If I talk about this Rig Veda, so these are the Vedas. Is it fine? Now, coming to the next important phase, that is called your Buddhism and the Jainism. Buddhism and the Jainism. But before that, let me tell you something about the society of the Vedic period, and one of the Upanishads and some of the terms of the Vedic Age. So see, there is one of the Upanishad that is called the Javala Upanishad, where we got the evidence of all the four ashramas, that is called sannyas. Let's talk about the fourth ashram. And for the first time, Chandogya Upanishad talks about first time talked about the ashram system, Ashram is nothing but simply the phases of one's life, right? And there are four ashramas. The first three ashrams were mentioned. Ashram was mentioned, right? Ashramas. Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanprastha. The fourth ashram is mentioned in your Jabala Upanishad, that is called the sannyas. Fourth one is. The fourth ashram added by this Upanishad, that is mentioned in this Upanishad, right? Now coming to the society of the Vedic Age. If I talk about the Vedic Age society was patriarchal Vedic period, but the position of women was good enough. And we have the evidences of the scholar women like Lopamudra, Vishwara, Apala and the Ghosha. But during the later Vedic period, the position of the women declined. The Vedic period was not an ideal society. That is very much important because there were instances of the thieving and the burglary, right? So it was not an ideal society. Now, some important terms of the Vedic Age. When you will be reading or have studied about the Vedic period, there are certain terms like panis. They are referred as the traders, and they were the wealthy non-Aryan traders. Then there is a term that is called nishka, which was actually made up of the gold. It was a mass of gold, in fact, that may be used as a currency, Bali, if I talk about the Bali, it used to be a voluntary offering during the Vedic period, but during later Vedic period, it became forceful. Now there is a term that is called Brahmavadini, who studied the Vedas after a sacred thread ceremony. So they are the scholar women, and they delay marriages. Then is your Kushidin. It is the term used for a person who lends money at exorbitant interest rates, right? Then is your Bhagdugd. This is the collector of the taxes. Sangrihita is what that is called the treasurer. Are you getting me? Now there's one more term that is called Amuza. That is again important. Amuza. It referred for those women who remained unmarried for the entire life. So they are the eternal bachelor women. So this is called your Amuza. So this is what is about your Vedic Age. Now coming to the Buddhism and Jainism. That is an important one. So let me talk about the Buddhism and the Jainism, right, sister madam? So let me discuss Buddhism and Jainism. What is the Buddhism and the Jainism, right? So see here, now we can expect. So from Buddhism and Jainism, we can expect the philosophical aspects. So let me discuss that. Philosophical aspect. So what is the concept of gold, soul, rebirth and the caste system? Let me discuss this. See here. God, there is a concept of soul, concept of rebirth, and then is your caste system. Is it okay? Caste system. If I talk about these concepts, right? So this is your Buddhism. There is your Jainism. And then is this is called your Hinduism. Right? So there is your Hinduism. Let me discuss. What is the concept of God? In Buddhism, there is no concept of God, not even in Jainism. This is a very misleading thing the people discuss that there is a concept of the God, but that is the below the jina. What do you mean by what is your understanding about the God? God is the creator of this universe, right? This is our understanding about the God, right? But in some of the guidebooks, it is written that there is a concept of the God, but the position of the God is below the jina. This is not the concept of the God. What is our understanding? So God is the creator. We consider God as the creator of this universe, but in that sense, it is not considered as the creator of this universe. So God is not existing at all. It is not existing in the Jainism also, right? But in Hinduism, it is considered yes. If I talk about the soul, so the philosophy of Buddhism is based on the theory of impermanence. Impermanence. It simply means that nothing is permanent in this universe. The soul is also not permanent. So the permanency is not existing. Theory of impermanence. Believes in theory of impermanence. Permanence, right? Are you getting me? But if I talk about the Jainism, it believes in the existence of the soul. And what is unique about this, the concept of the soul in Jainism is that it believes in the soul is in both. What do you mean by both? It's in conscious, that is called your jiva, and it is in your unconscious, about ajiva. Is it okay? Ajiva. So the soul is even in this mountains, rivers, stones, everything, right? And the jiva is there, right? This is the existence of what? Soul. If I talk about the rebirth, the concept of the rebirth in Buddhism, then it believes in the rebirth of the Buddhism. Actually, you will be trapped into a cyclic process of this universe. And this cyclic process is known as samsara, right? So this is your cyclic process, and this cyclic process is known as samsara, right? And you will be trapped into the cycle until unless you are getting the valid knowledge. So until unless you get the valid knowledge, you will be trapped into the cyclic process, and you will keep on moving from one life to the other life, right? And just because of this, just when you will end your ignorance, right? And you will get the valid knowledge, you will be free from this. So until unless you are getting the knowledge, you will be in this cyclic process, and that's why you are taking the rebirth. If I talk about the Jainism, again there is a concept of the cyclic process, right? So again it is a cyclic process, right, sirs and madam? This is again a cyclic process again, and this is your samsara, and just because of karma, right? Karma. So extinguishing your karma, okay, or detaching karmas from your soul is the only way to get this liberation, right? So this is what is your knowledge. That's called karma. If I talk about the karma, there are the three different things that is proposed here. That is called ashram. Then is your samvara, and then is your nirjara. Ashram means influx of karma in you. Influx of karma into the soul. Influx of karma into the soul. This called as, if there is an influx of the karma towards your soul, you should stop it. So this is called stoppage of karma. And what is called nirjara? Nirjara means shedding the accumulated karma from your soul. Accumulated karma from your soul. Okay, right? So the bane of your life is your karma. Bane is your karma. After getting rid of your karma, you will be liberation, right? Bane is your karma, and if you end your karma, then you will be what? Liberated. So this is only the way, and that's why you are taking the rebirth. So there is a concept of the rebirth, and again there is a concept of rebirth, and here is the concept of rebirth, right? Is it okay? Is it fine? Now coming to the caste system, outrightly rejected the caste system. It also rejected the caste system, but not as strongly as the Buddhism, because here, according to your karma, your next life will be, or your next, life will be decided. Okay? If you have the good karmas inside you, you will be taking birth in the upper caste. And if you have the bad karmas accumulated inside, you will be taking birth in the low caste. So just because of that, it also rejects karma, caste system, but not strictly as it is rejected by the Buddhism. Are you getting me? So Jainism, I'm going to write here, Jainism does not believe in caste system, but not rejected caste system, as it is rejected by Buddhism. By Buddhism. Are you getting me? By Buddhism. Right? Is it okay? Is it fine? So this is what. And in Hinduism, there is the concept of the caste system. So this is what is the philosophy of your God, soul, and rebirth of the caste system. So when there is a no God, right? So if I talk about the Jainism talks about the creation of this universe. Jainism believes in the origin of this universe as under some universal law. Is it okay? So that is based on this, right? Is it fine? So this is what is our understanding in regard to the God, soul, your rebirth, and the caste system in the Jainism. Is it okay? Now coming to the that is an important one, that is your Gupta period. Next one is your not Gupta period, rather let me talk about the Mauryan period. First is next important one is your Mauryan period. If I talk about the Mauryan period, okay, so let me talk about the Mauryan period, right? So what is important in the Mauryan period? Sources are very much important. Sources are very much important to reconstruct the history of the Mauryan period. So what we expect in our prelims, that is from your Mauryan period. If I talk about the Mauryan period, right, so the sources are important one, right? In fact, Mauryans are the first to create the first empire of India, created by Chandragupta Maurya. But the most powerful, the most famous king was your Ashoka. Most famous. Sources. There are the two types of the sources available. One is your literary sources, another one is your archaeological sources. If I talk about the literary sources, there are certain important books that we must talk about. That is your Mudra Rakshas of Vishagdatta. It is a Sanskrit play. Actually, this is a Sanskrit political drama, right? And in this book, it is mentioned that how the Chanakya had used political maneuvers against the Dhananda, and it also talk about the rise of the Chandragupta Maurya, right? So political machination is there in this book, right? So Mudra Rakshas of Vishagdatta. Now coming to the other book, that is your Arthashastra. So this book is on statecraft, public administration, and the statecraft. The entire book is divided into the 15 chapters. The first 5 chapters deals with internal administration, that is called Tantra. Then the next 8 chapter deals with the interstate relations, that is called Avapa. And then the 2 chapters that is on the miscellaneous topics, that must be on the miscellaneous topics, right? In fact, this book was lost for many centuries, and it was rediscovered in 1905 by R. Sham Sastri. So this man is again important for your prelims, R. Sham Sastri. This Arthashastra outlines duties of a king, the structure of the government, and the roles of the various officials as well, the qualification of the king, etc. Even in this book also defines a state, and this state is defined along the modern lines, right? This is the one thing. Then this book also deals with the different elements of state. For the proper functioning of the state, the 7 organs are required, that is called Saptanga theory. The first of it is your Swami. Swami is equal to, that is called your king. So this is your Swami. Swami. Then is Amatya, that is called your ministers and the bureaucrats, high bureaucrats. Janpad is your territory. Territory. Are you getting me? Durg is your fort. Is your fort. Is your fort. Kosh is your revenue. That is called your treasure and all. Dand is your army. Army. And the Mitra is your friend. That is called your friend. Right? So these are the 4 organs that is required for the proper or the smooth functioning of a state. So this is what is your 7 Prakritis or the Saptanga theory says. Right? Is it okay? Now coming to the another important book that is called the Megasthenes of Indica of the Megasthenes. Right? In fact, Megasthenes was an ambassador of a Greek ruler whose name is Seleucus Nicator. Seleucus Nicator or Seleucus first, right? He came in the court of the Chandragupta Maurya and he had observed the things, right? And then he had written about the Mauryan Empire and the Mauryan state. But if I talk about the Arthashastra, it does not mention about any Mauryan kings and Mauryan state. Nowhere. So that is written in a very generalistic way. It's not a specific book, right? So very generalistic style. State should be like this. King should be like this. Nowhere it is mentioning that the Chandragupta Maurya was like this, should be like this. It talks about the king should be like this. These are the attributes. These are the qualifications of the king, right? Are you getting me? So this is a very generalistic book. That is not a specific book written over the Mauryans, right? So now coming to, so this is what is the Megasthenes of Indica. It talks about the Mauryan states and the Mauryan kings. This book is not in original form, rather it is the lost one, and it is available in the different references. So Indica is surviving only in the fragments, right? He describes the Indian society. He describes the administration of the Patliputra, the capital city. He also describes the military government, and he talks about the 6 different committees, 6 committees to run after the administration, and that is with the 5 members. So altogether used to be this 30 members to run the administration of the Patliputra and for the military administrations as well, right? Now if I talk about the Indian society, he had divided the Indian society into the 7 distinct groups: philosophers, cultivators, hunters, herdsmen. This is the one in fact. Then use artisans and the traders. Overseers is called your spies and the king's counselor. The maximum population is of the cultivators and the minimum population is of the counselors. So this is what the maximum number, and this is what is your minimum number, right? Minimum. Is it okay? Is it fine? So this is what is our understanding about this one. So now there is a what I say, that is your difference between Indica and the Arthashastra. If I talk about the Indica, there is a no slavery system. There is no slavery system. Mention that there is a no slavery system. That is the wrong information given by the Indica, but that is important for prelims, whether Megasthenes talk about the slavery system or not. He said that there was no slavery system. There was 9 types of the slaves that is mentioned by the Arthashastra. It talks about the city administration of the Patliputra, the capital city of the Mauryans, but no such information given by the Arthashastra. Army administration was run by or done by the 6 different committees. No such information given by the Arthashastra. Records a timetable of the Mauryan kings' daily routine, but Arthashastra does not mention any reference or does not mention about the Mauryan Empire or the king. According to Indica, the rate of taxation was 1/4, but if I talk about the rate of taxation, that is called 1/6 Arthashastra, right? So these are the important information, so madam. Now coming to the Ashokan inscription, that is again very much important, right? Again very much important. So let me talk about it. If I talk about the Ashokan inscription, okay, so James Prinsep was the first man to decipher the Ashokan inscription in 1837, right? The language of this inscriptions are the common man's language, okay, that is written in Brahmi script and the Prakrit language majorly, and then there are the other also script, the Kharosti, Aramaic and the Greek language. There are the 14 major rock pillar edicts, and there are minor rock edicts and the 7 minor pillar edicts as well. Other than major rock edicts, minor rock edicts and the pillar edicts, we have also the cave edicts also, right? So now here is something that you should aware of. So this is also Sarsamam, that is called Sanati. This is called Sanati also. Now look into this map. These are the sites of the major inscriptions. Here are the major rock edicts, the square. These are called the major rock edicts, right? If I talk about the pillar edicts, these are triangles are they called minor, the pillar edicts, and the minor ones are these white blocks are the minor one. So what you need to do is, sir madam, major rock edicts, in which state they are located, where they are located, sir madam, where they are located, right? So these are your Gagad, Kali, okay. Then is your Kalsi, that is in UK, that is called Uttarakhand, that is near to Dehradun, in Dehradun. Then this is your Mansehra, this is your Sahbajgadi, this is your Kandhar, right? So these are some important inscription that you should know about, right, sir madam? Is it okay? Now coming to the part of the inscriptions, there are certain official, they are mentioned in the Ashokan inscriptions, and we can have the name of these officials like Pradeshika, Rajuka, Yukta. They were the district level officials. Ashokan inscription also appear on the important highways, and the stone pillars were used from or brought from the Chunar, that is near to Varanasi, UP, for the making of the pillar inscriptions. So this was what is. Now, if I talk about the post-modern period, that is not much of importance. So let me talk about the Gupta period directly, right? So high-yielding area is your Gupta period. So here is your Gupta period, sirs and madam. So let me talk about the Gupta Age, right? If I talk about the Gupta Age, Gupta period, right? Gupta Age. So actually Guptas belong to Vaishya community, right? Are you getting me? Vaishya community. And you know that in the Varna system, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya and the Shudras, they are on the third down. And then in the Varna order or the Varna Vedic order, it was the Kshatriyas who were responsible for what? For making rules, right? Not the Vaishyas, right? So when Vaishyas came into the power, they will try to legitimize their relations, legitimize their position by developing marriage relations. So what? And taking the lofty titles. So what he did, he married to a Lishvi princess whose name is Kumara Devi, who was the Lishvi princess. And then he had taken the title of Maharaja Dhiraj and also started an era that is called Gupta era in 319 and 2080. After him, his son Samudragupta came to the power, and he had taken the title of the Lishvi Dohitra to again prove his legitimacy as a ruler. Because I am the Lishvi Dohitra, because I have also the blood of the Kshatriyas, and I have the legitimate right to rule, right? This was the thing, sirs and madam. In his praise, one of his officials, whose name is Harisena, had written Prayag Prashasti to realize him. And this Harisena was Sandhi Vigrahak, that is called the Minister of Peace and the War, and Mahadanda he was the military official, right? Samudragupta is also known as Anukampavan because that is full of compassion, as he has granted permission to the Buddhist king, that whose name is Meghavarman, to build a monastery to the Bodh Gaya. He was also a poet, he was also a magician, and he was also the patron of learning. That's why he is known as Kaviraj also, king among the poets. He was expert veena player, and he had issued lyre play type of the coins, that is, he is playing with the veena, right? And V.A. Smith called him the Napoleon of India, right, sir, madam? Now coming to Chandragupta II, he is also popularly known as Vikramaditya. During his time, the first Chinese traveler came to India, whose name is Fahian. And then in his court, there was the Naratna, that's called 9 illuminaries like Kalidas, Amar Singha, who was a lexicographer, Varamihir, who was a mathematician and the astrologer. Then there was Dhanvantri. Varamihir has written some of the books like Panchadhantika, Brihat Samhita, and the Brihat Jataka. Right, sir, madam? Now, coming to Ghatakpar. If I talk about the Ghatakpar, he was a sculptor and the architect. Sanku was an architect, right? Architect who wrote Shilp Shastra. Shapnak, he was an astrologer who wrote Jyotish Shastra. Varuchi was a grammarian and Sanskrit scholar, author of the Prakrit language, and Betal Bhatt was a magician who wrote the Mantra Shastra. Mantra Shastra. So his court was adorned by the 9 luminaries of the different walks of life. Now, sirs and madam, if I come to the Kumaragupta, he had established Nalanda University. Skandgupta is known for the repairing of the Sudarshan Lake, which was constructed by the Chandragupta Maurya. So Skandgupta is known for got the Sudarshan Lake repaired, right? And Vishnugupta is the last king of the Gupta, right, sirs and madam? So that is the important one. Now here, Guptas issued maximum gold coins. Kushanas, that is from the post-Mauryan period, issued the purest gold coins. Is that okay? Fine, it is done. So this is how we can end it. Now coming to the some other aspect, that is called your post-Gupta period, right? If I talk about the post-Gupta period, if I talk about the post-Gupta period, so with the decline of the Guptas, there are too many factors for the decline of the Guptas, like the decline of their trade relations with the in the Byzantine Empire. Then there was a feudalism also. So there are too many factors, and the weak successor also. There are too many factors responsible for the decline of the Guptas. So with the decline of the Guptas, we had many powers that emerged, many centers of the power emerged, like Hunas in northwest India, Maukris, Matraks, Gauras, Pushyabhuti Dynasty. So look at them in the map. So this is called your Hunas. This is the area of the Pushyabhuti. This is your Maukris. Is it okay? So these are your Maukris. This is your Matraks in Gujarat. This is your Varmans. So this is not the Varman here. Actually, this is the Gauras. Here is your Gaura. Gaur. This is called your Gaura, right? So this is called your Gaur, right? Gaur, Shashank, etc. Sirs and madam, right? Are you getting me? So these are called the Gaurs, right? So these are the things, sirs and madam. So you should be aware of that. With the decline of the Guptas, the new states or the dynasty that came sprang up: Hunas, Maukris, Matraks, Gauras, and the Pushyabhuti dynasty. The most important one is your Pushyabhuti dynasty. And this Pushyabhuti dynasty, the capital of this dynasty was at your Thaneshwar, that is in Haryana. Now see, the fourth king of this dynasty was Prabhakarvardhan, and he had 3 wards. One was his daughter Rajyasri, his eldest son, that is called Rajyavardhan, and then his youngest son, that is called Harshvardhan, right? Rajyasri was married to a Malwa king, right? Malwa king, Maukri king, Grahavarma. Rajyasri was married to Maukri king, Grahavarma. But this Grahavarma was murdered by Devgupta, who was the ruler of Malwa. To take the revenge of this Malwa king Devgupta, Rajyavardhan came. But this Devgupta was supported by Gaura king Shashanka, and both of them killed this Devgupta. Just to take the revenge, Rajyavarman came, and he had killed the Devgupta, but Shashanka had killed the Rajyavardhan. Are you getting me? So this happened. And what will happen with the death of the Rajyavardhan? Then his brother Harshvardhan came to the power, and he will now defeat whom? That is called the Shashanka. Harshvardhan drove away Shashanka from Kannauj. Kannauj was the capital of the Maukris. So now the capital is shifted from Thaneshwar to Kannauj. So Kannauj became the capital of the Pushyabhutis or the Vardhan dynasty. Is it okay? Now, let me talk about the Harshvardhan also. In the process of a territorial expansion, he will fight a battle with Chalukyan king Pulkesin II. In this battle, he was defeated. In the hands of the Chalukyan king Pulkesin II on the bank of river Narmada, right? But later on, their relation improved, and Pulkesin II had given him the title of Sakal Uttarapathanat, meaning he is the lord of the entire north, right? And he himself, Pulkesin, had taken the title of Dakshina Patpateshwara, meaning Lord of the Deccan, the Lord of the South. The Chinese pilgrim Wei Shan came to visit India during the reign of Harshvardhan itself. Harshvardhan, and this Wangchuck is known as the Prince of Travelers because he was in fact given shelter by the king, right? And he was treated like a prince. This Wangchuck, after returning, he had written a book that is called the biography, it is autobiography, that is called CUK. Harshvardhan used to organize religious assemblies at Prayag at every fifth year. Harsha was also an accomplished scholar who had written 3 dramas, Priyadarshika, Ratnavali, and then here's your Nagananda. Is it okay? So this is about your Harshvardhana. Is it okay? Is it fine? Now coming to the South India, megalithic culture. Megalith means what? Megalith means called mega, that means large. A lith means that is called your stone. So this is the culture of big stone cultures, right? In fact, megalithic burials have yielded the first iron objects from the South India. In North India, it was produced during the time of the later Vedic period. But in South India, it belongs to your megalithic culture. Megalithic culture is identified by its burial sites, graveyards, which was used to be surrounded by big stones, that is called the megaliths. Like what? You can see here. This is called menhir. There is a one erected stone around the graveyard. Then there is a 2 stones. One is kept above the other, right? So this is called topical capstone. This is called dolmen. This is called the dolmen type, right? Is it okay? Now what is important here, and I expect this year the question, that is called a site that is called Mudumal. So prominent sites of the megaliths are Brahmagiri, then Maski, then Adinachanlur, Junapani, and Nagpur in Maharashtra, right? So these are the sites. Now the most important one is Mudumal, megalithic menhir site. It is a menhir site. Please find it. And it is situated on the bank of river Krishna in Telangana, and it is the largest megalithic site found in India, right? Now the next one is your Sangam culture, Sangam Age. What is the meaning of the Sangam? Sangam is actually, literal meaning is the literary academics. This Sangam was organized by the Pandya kings. There were the three Sangams organized, 1, 2, and 3 at Old Madurai, Kapadapuram, and New Madurai. These all are in the Madurai itself. It was the first one was presided by the Agastya, then Rishi Agastya, and then was Nakikar. In the first Sangam, it is believed that, there is, in fact, in these Sangams, in the first Sangam, no literary work is now survived. All the literary works of this Sangam is now destroyed. From second Sangam, we have only one book available, that is called Tolakapiyam. That is the earliest book on the Tamil grammar. And it is written by one of the disciples of Agastya, that is called Tolakapiyar. So there is the one book survived, that is called Tolakapiyam. And rest of the books of the Sangam Age belongs to this third Sangam, right? Is it okay? Now, these books are based on love and war. The theme of these books are love and war. Themes of these books are love and war. So there are secular ones, right? Now coming to some other important books of this period. One is your Silpadikaram, which means jeweled anklet. It was written by Ilango Vadigal. Then is your Mani Megalai. It is written by a poet Sile Satanar of Madurai. And then is your Sivak Shintamani. It is written by Tirupta Devar, right? It is a Jaina story of the Sivanga's Jivaka. I hope this session must be useful for all of you. Now, one more thing. In the Sangam Age, there are the 3 dynasties that was ruling actually. One is your Pandyas, the other one is your Cholas, and then is your Cheras, right? So now the Pandyas, the capital of the Pandya was at Madurai, and their emblem was the fish, and their premium port was your Korkai, that is in the Tamil Nadu. Korkai. Ports are also important. Now the Cholas, their capital was, initially it was Urayur, and later on it was shifted to Puhar or Pumpuhar. Their emblem is tiger, and their premium port was Puhar. The Cheras, their capital was Vanji or Vurur, and their emblem is bow, and they have 2 important ports that are called Tondi, another one is Mucheri, and this Mucheri is also known as Muzresh. Mucheri or the Muzresh. So this is called your Muzrish. Muzrish. Is that okay? So this is called Mucheri, or this is called your Muzrish. Is it okay? So I hope this session must be insightful for all of you, and it will help you to revise the things in a very quick manner. So my best wishes are with you. All the best. Thank you very much. See you in the next session. Till then, bye bye. Take care, everyone. Lots of love and the blessings.